Now I've entitled this video, Which Files When? Because one of the first things you have to determine in a backup strategy is, first of all, which files do I need to back up and when do I need to back them up? And you can also put a how, and that is exactly how. We'll talk about that in backup types a little bit later on. First up, let me stress to you, you always want to back up the master database. The master database contains all the metadata about all of your databases and about SQL Server itself. All of your security stuff, all that kind of information is in that master database. Always make sure you back up the master database on a regular basis. The model database, go ahead and grab it. You may have tweaked that to make all your databases that you create to have certain characteristics. The MSDB database, very important. Make sure you back it up. This contains all of your jobs, operators, alerts, all those sorts of things are in that MSDB database. You don't want to waste the time or spend the time setting up all those jobs and operators only to lose them on a failure. Make sure you back those up. A temporary database, your call as to whether you back it up. Most people don't back the temporary database up because it is rather fluid. Now, individual databases, these are your calls, but each of these, your user databases, should be backed up. You will have to decide how often and what form to back these up. And again, this needs to fit within your entire backup strategy. One thing you do want to do with these is make sure you back these up, test the restores, store the backups in a safe place, and then you want to monitor your jobs to make sure that you're getting these things. But at a minimum, you want the master, the model, the MSDB, and then all your user databases. Now, I don't want to open a can of worms, but let me throw this in there. Depending on your environment, you may be in situations where you're working with Active Directory and so forth. You need to make sure that Active Directory backups are being done as well. You'll probably get your head bit off for asking that question because there's probably an Active Directory administrator somewhere. But again, make sure that all that's happening as well. Keep in mind, SQL Server is running on probably a Windows 2003, Windows 2000 server box. Make sure you're getting appropriate backups on those operating systems as well. Make sure you have your server software, operating system software, your SQL operating system software, and all that taken care of as well. But make sure you're getting the files and the databases that you need backed up properly.